Take that money that you spent on them fuck ass veneers and get a fucking tutor.
Get a fucking book.
Get a tutor.
Get a
book.
moral compass and get a spine. I'm gonna start making like content exclusive to like make money. It's gonna be the exact same TikToks I already be making, like reading factual shit and just like put it behind a paywall. Because there's a certain like side of me that feels like that's more morally justified, because at least like, you know, I try to look something up before I talk about it. Imagine giving money to a nigga like Joel Patrick.
Man.
Imagine you like pay a monthly subscription to a nigga in a lifted Ford truck.
Imagine giving money to a nigga with big ass teeth.
Patrick.
I'ma still talk about that nigga teeth.
That nigga just.
That nigga could bite that TV in half.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Reason why I bring the nigga up though. Oh my gosh, let's get into it. We don't have all the time in the world, but we still wanted to talk about AI, and we wanted to talk about the Jeff Mead thing. And the reason why it kind of like made sense and it overlapped for me is because, to those of y'all who don't know, I gotta explain like a whole backstory.
Yeah, backstory.
But to those of y'all who don't know, I just had like, I guess, an internet beef back and forth. I'm so sick of this nigga. That's why
Phone down. Bro, I don't even want to call it that shit.
Because it's not like,
you can't beef with a nigga like Joel Patrick.
So to
Didn't somebody tell us that like he does all that shit for the bread anyway?
Yes, of course, all of them do, and that's what we're gonna talk about.
Yep.
Because it's not about this dumbass nigga. The problem is, right? Okay, so those of you who don't know, so Jeff Mead is a TikTok creator, right? And in the rise of Donald Trump, since like Trump even 2020 shit, like you had that wave of niggas on TikTok who made Trump 2020 their whole personality. There was this one nigga named MAGA Cuddy. I'll never forget about that bitch ass nigga. His whole internet personality in 2020 was just a Trump supporter. He had a Trump hat on, and he would say like a one sentence thing and be like, Trump 2020. That nigga, he'd end every video, he'd be like, Trump 2020. Like every single video. There were like 9 of that nigga on TikTok, around that time. TikTok became a hellhole because like it blew up 2019 and everything, and the new frontier was like talking about politics. The 2020 election was coming up. So by around June of that year, you had a million different clones of personality whose entire personality is like trying to own the libs on the internet. And then you watch their videos and they're lying about everything. And it doesn't matter. We just continue forward because at the end of the day, the talking points is what matters. So not Jeff Mead, fuck.
That nigga Joe Patrick. That nigga Joe Patrick is like the OG Jeff Mead.
Yeah, he was Jeff Mead before 2022, because that's when Jeff Mead came on the platform and he switched his content from shitty ass like jokes and sports stuff to start doing politics. So same thing with him. He was like a country music artist or some shit. Joe Patrick was, and then he did the white privilege card shit where he made it his whole personality, because his whole personality in that TikTok era, which is why I got off that fucking platform, is his whole personality is lie about the shit. Racism doesn't exist. I'm super pleasing to white men, and I'm gonna make put yourself about your bootstrap, and I'm gonna make 8 videos about fucking JJ because this nigga said
that nigga had
that
a
racism.
breakdown. He had a meltdown when Josh went after that nigga.
He genuinely did.
I want you to please just say that one lie that was like outrageous.
We're gonna get into the video that he made about when he was talking about like the Klan and how we're gonna talk about all that shit, because the broader conversation ends up being crime statistics. Because this is where I wanted to approach the conversation. So if you look at online radicalization, we've had this conversation about these white men getting radicalized on the internet and how it happens and all this shit, right? And it was interesting seeing a nigga like Joel Patrick, because he has the fucking Stephen A. Smith problem, where his fan base is white men. His fan base is white men, white men, white men, white men, white men. And let's talk about political radicalization, because we see like all over the country, we see shootings happening, we're seeing all this shit. It's usually been the epidemics of violence that we see from white men who tend to be fucking racist usually don't get covered in the same light. But I'm trying to understand, like, how are these people radicalized? Because when me and him had our recent back and forth, me and him had our first back and forth back in 2022. I made a video not about him, then he made a video going after me, and it just basically kept happening like that. Throughout the year 2022, I'd make a video talking to some other person who's a conservative, and then he'd make a video content farming to try to be like, well, JJ, blah, blah, blah. And it went like that back and forth. Mind you, I'm in college all the time, and I don't even know how old this nigga is at the time. I know he over 20-something, because the nigga lying and look like it. But So we're going back and forth and that everything or whatever, and then the thing died in like October 2022.
And that nigga block you or some shit?
He went private at first or blocked me or whatever. Then he like unblocked and he put "proud father of Joshua William Joseph" in his bio. Then he like, and then we never talked for like 3 straight years because what happened before that?
Scary.
Because what happened before that is we had a debate. Because originally, because my thing is, nigga, like, I don't like going back and forth on the internet with niggas past a certain point. Even if I make a video about you, I got like maybe 2 responses in me if we're actually talking about something productive before I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck anymore. And this nigga, not only was he like continuously going back and forth, like each time it was just like flagrant lies or whatever. So then we have a debate. And for those who don't know who I'm talking about still, because you have no idea who the fuck Joe Patrick is, first of all, I wish I was you. But this is a clip. If I could summarize how the debate went in 30 seconds, let's take a look, just so you understand the individual we're dealing with, because we're going to make a broader point about the radicalization. So let's look at the debate clip. I believe it's that one. Yeah. We're talking about the Confederate flag. That's the person we're dealing with. This is the level we're engaging with this. How in the fuck do you ever get yourself caught out saying that on national live anything?
16-year-old.
By a 16, mind you, I'm like 16 in that clip. So that's what happened. He got fucking dog walked. Then he tried to like clip like 1 second out of it where he brought up like our dad. And then he was like, well, you reacted this way. And that's the reason why. Then he got embarrassed again on TikTok. And that's why he blocked me and did all this shit and crashed out and then didn't say shit to me for 3 years. Like the bitch he is.
That nigga was itching for this shit, bro.
Now, my issue is, so we run into this problem on the online like left where we're oftentimes reacting to things. It's usually the right sets the narrative, then we have to react and debunk a bunch of shit. And that's pretty much what the bag was on TikTok for the longest time. And what that does is that means that you're getting a bunch of people who are just saying shit that's woefully not like interpreted properly, like lying about it just for the engagement. And on 2020, this radicalized so many fucking people because so many of these little white kids on the internet want to feel smart. We all like to place a value in like intelligence and sounding smart. So all it takes is some nigga to read some stats off to you to make it sound smart, and you assume that these niggas are not lying to you. And Joel Patrick is a concrete example of that, and he did fucking crazy for that. So then, in the meantime, in them 3 years, one of the goals that at least was in my mind when we started this podcast was, okay, the online internet left seems to always have to react. So what if we laid out for people how we think about the things that we think about, why we think them, and set the narrative? Right? So that we're not just always constantly like on the back foot having to correct for lies that niggas are saying. And it worked.
Yeah.
Because we came here, we had that episode like a few episodes ago where we were talking about how racist people don't understand crime statistics. That bitch blew up and got like 2 million views and it pissed off them niggas. Joel Patrick
saying some dumbass shit on Facebook.
That white dude that I responded to in our like last episode too, like in that entire side of the internet has been on fire. At first it blew up because our people seen it and they was like, yeah, obviously cool. And then it blew up again and I'm seeing all these comments flying in. I have never been called a YN more times in my life. I ain't never had racial slurs said to me more times in my life. My DMs have never been this on fire since that. And you would think I said some nut shit in that clip. But we were talking about crime statistics and we were talking about how like, hey, step 1 of understanding crime statistics is understanding that most crimes in this country are intra-racial, which means that they happen amongst the same racial group. And that's largely
the shit that threw his fan base off.
Me saying racist people can't understand crime statistics because that's level 1. They freaked out at level 1, didn't understand it, and have been crashing.
Because they're what?
Dang. What was the response?
Exactly.
No, what was the response?
So, he makes his video about me. Joel Patrick makes his video responding to that video. and he runs through and he talks a bunch about crime statistics. He talks about how we actually have part of it. He doesn't say the part that you're gonna get at, but we'll play it. I'll pause it and then I'll mention what you're talking about. Let's watch the Joel response. This is a response video I made. This is the clip he's responding to. Can we pause?
Why did nigga head move like that when he talked?
This nigga showed 3.
Okay.
Never mind. Get into it. Fry this nigga.
The other thing he also goes on to say is, oh, how is it that white supremacy can be a problem, a bigger problem than black on black crime, because the Klan killed X amount of people over their entire history, and last year more black people died because of black on black crime. So white supremacy can't be a
So the
You
Klan,
said it too fast.
The Klan is the only thing that can kill us.
No. This no. It's that, but it's this. To my surprise, when JJ showed me this video, and I'm like, oh, let me watch this reaction video, what he said. This nigga's justification for why black on black crime is worse than white supremacy, and why white supremacy, what did he say word for word about white
he said it's not as big of a problem.
It's not as big as a problem, is because the white supremacist group didn't kill all the niggas, they just killed some of the niggas.
So I mean, you should like be happy and take what you got.
Oh, bro, because at least, nigga, white supremacy don't even matter, my nigga, because, bro, like, the KKK didn't kill all the niggas.
I was downstairs. I had to call this nigga because I needed to make sure I heard like actually what he just said.
I had to. My tongue was so far out my mouth, my nigga, when I heard this shit, nigga.
Joe Patrick sat in a call with me a few years ago and said Joe Biden's a racist and no black person should ever have voted for him for anything. Joe Biden also was against busing desegregation because he thought it was forcing, states' rights and everything. Pay attention to what I just said there. The racist nigga via Joel Patrick. Mm-hmm. The racist nigga said that we shouldn't desegregate XYZ back in the day when he was in Congress because it's forcing XYZ, right? That has led to that ideology of niggas all over the South who still didn't want to ever desegregate has led to black people's schools still not having bread.
Yeah.
Niggas still having poverty. Niggas still not having like educational attainment as much as white people or any other demographics.
Yeah.
That cannot. Joe Biden, mind you.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's racist, and that's a big problem, and we should have never voted for that nigga.
And
Racism is not that big of a problem because the Klan didn't kill everybody. Joe Biden was racist and he signed that big crime bill that led to locking up black people. We should never vote for him. Racism isn't that much of a problem because the Klan didn't do the thing. So you're saying that other things besides just the Klan could be white supremacists and could also manifest themselves,
you're
right?
Reaching, gang.
He's not here to have an honest conversation. That's why I wanted to talk about not him. Fuck that nigga. That nigga a bitch. That nigga ugly. That nigga all types of shit. I don't give a fuck what you say about that nigga because he's proven to me that he's not a nigga who's here for principle, who's here to educate.
Nope.
He's here to mislead and radicalize racist white men by making them feel good about thinking the blacks are violent.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
Let's talk about the shit that the nigga said. I paused before we got into my response to it because after this part, I lay out like a whole 2 straight minutes of talking about how, okay, let's talk about crime. Black on black crime was originally started, I believe, in the 70s. And I believe in Chicago, the term was coined because black people, I remember reading the article. There's a video on my page. I'm not lying about it. There's a video where I read the article where they first came up with the term black on black crime. And community leaders at the time were saying, even though black people are not responsible for the condition that created poverty and violence and all type of shit or whatever, it's up to the black community to fix it. So we need to address this by analyzing it through this lens of black on black crime. Some black people in the community genuinely felt like that was a thing that we could use because how do we solve this problem ourselves? Let's look at how we do it. But that's not what ended up happening because that was in the 70s. And then what happened in the 80s and the 90s? The crack era. And the war on drugs. So these niggas just got their civil rights. They just made us all uncomfortable. MLK had a historically low approval rating when he got killed.
Yep.
And they're talking about, oh, we're doing all this XYZ. And they bent the knee, they bent some knees and got some civil rights protections.
Yeah.
So now we're looking into the 80s and 90s where we take all that shit and we're like, okay, there are all these poor black people prowling around and this drug problem, even though powdered cocaine had existed for white people prior already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's over police, let's throw all
Powdered
these niggas in
cocaine.
jail, let's do all types of shit, blah, blah, blah. What did that do? That inflated the amount of black people who are in prisons.
Yep.
If you have a sentencing disparity between crack cocaine and powder cocaine, which was 100 to 1 fucking disparity,
Yep.
and crack cocaine was predominantly used by black people,
Yep.
and you police crack cocaine in particular because how it does XYZ, that means you're locking up black people for the shit that white people are also doing.
Yep.
That's why America has a highly disproportionate fucking prison population when it comes to black people. Black people being arrested. They talk about the murder rates, XYZ. Black people being arrested 51% of the murders as opposed to 44 for white people.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with how we allocate the police that arrest these people. It's just because these niggas are more violent.
What?
We don't have any data that says that black people are over policed.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have any data out there that says that crack cocaine epidemic and the disparity in how we sentence that contributed to mass incarceration. Where'd the black fathers go?
Yeah.
Just fuck that.
We don't have none of that. None of that context matters. And you never provide that context.
That's why you cannot have these conversations with these types of niggas.
You can't.
Nope.
You can't have those productive conversations with a Joel Patrick.
That's why, like, I can't, like, bro, the anger he just expressed was completely valid. Because, bro, we in a time, bro. I'm not finna walk you through this.
Bro,
I'm about to say, and if we
or baby your bitch ass.
If we talk about literally what it was, I'm about to say we probably won't have the full time to dive into everything about AI.
We'll get
but the
AI
reason, the reason why I mention it is because like the nigga in his video that he made is utilizing AI overviews. And what I did in my response, because I literally caught myself in the middle of researching and I was like, I'm not about to keep looking up more shit for this nigga. I could just use the shit that this nigga used.
Yup.
He's using Google AI overviews to give him answers to societal problems, and then he didn't even read the part of the Google AI overview where it says systemic factors contribute to this, like lack of education, like poverty, like
serious.
Bro, if you go back, if you go to the nigga video, the nigga circles the fucking 600 something percent and puts the red line right through. Yeah, but some of these factors include like environmental, fully just 600%.
when he says,
I literally, the thing that I was going to bring up for the Doom, which we'll definitely have time to talk about it either. I know I'm going to talk about it on stream, but we'll also talk about it maybe next week as well. Was the environmental racism that people have to go through, not only just historically in this country, but like in Boxtown, the shit that's happening with XAI and
they said
the turban.
to generate one AI image, 2 of these.
yeah.
It's nuts. And that's why people's on our ass about the AI, which we don't even use. We don't use AI. Like I'm not.
I've always been like in my own like shit that I'm doing by myself. I've never been a nigga who like likes AI as much because I mean I grew up and got used to editing. And having to research shit.
Yeah.
As opposed to using Google AI overviews for fucking complex societal problems.
And then you got people in this position and people listening, but like, bro, you're using AI for your shit.
Yeah.
No,
So-
you're not even looking at anything.
When people were in the comments talking about the AI images that I created, I was like, at first I was like, bro, what are they tripping out? But when I
reading it,
dive down into what the environmental shit that is going on, like they're using our clean water
so
for
much
that
worse.
Yes.
shit. Yes.
I deleted
it off my phone.
I actually wish we could have got into it, but we will.
We will
But it's
because I was
so
gonna
much
say
fucking worse.
when it comes to
worse.
XAI and like I remember I think we had briefly talked about like how they were using those generators and they had lied about how many generators they were using for their AI shit because it's so much water and so much energy and shit that they have to
35
use.
of them.
And they're like dumping all the fucking in black communities, all the pollution and all types of shit or whatever. So like
fucking up the
that's why and I was gonna say it added on that extra implication of like the AI shit for me that I didn't even deep beforehand, and that's why it made the whole Jeff Mead situation even more fucking annoying. Because I'm like, nigga, you could Google and not use
this
fucking
the
water.
worst time for a Jeff or not a Jeff Mead, fucking
Joel Patrick. Did I say Jeff Mead?
Okay.
Same nigga.
This is the worst time for any of those niggas to stick their ugly ass head up because like no.
Because my issue is like Think about what that is. We're talking about AI. Think about what that is. That means I'm utilizing this resource that is giving me broad access to all types of information through burning much more energy, i.e. water. And you chose to use that and still not dig deeper.
Nope.
You already how many fucking water bottles do you think that bitch ass nigga burnt trying to prove that his own race is more violent when he has no idea what goes into police deployments, what goes into fucking... You have no fucking clue, nor is there an attempt to be made because like I said, we're wondering why radicalization is happening. We're wondering why all these white men are like coming out here. These people like Stephen A. Smith and like Joel Patrick and like Jeff Mead, they foment that fan base of white men who might not even be fucking monsters at first completely. But if you see media representations of black people in crime and you see the jokes and the stereotypes and the all types of shit or whatever, you're automatically gonna tie black people with criminality. And then you read a bitch nigga who made a video saying the crime rate the murder rate 653% higher. Not telling you that that's not convictions. That's arrests. That's right. Meaning that means who are we arresting for murder? Not who committed murder. Oh, what? You're saying another thing that these police are placed disproportionately in these communities and they're not even finding as much contraband on black people as they are on white people, but they're still there anyway? Yep. Damn, ain't it shocking how we'd arrest more black people for Oh, wait, these same black people are more likely to be exonerated when they're convicted of murder and more likely to be innocent when convicted of murder, which was in that video that I made if you would have watched it.
Everything he's saying.
No.
Read it, bro.
Be angry that the blacks are violent and it's biological too. And they can't integrate in our society. And maybe we should think about that's what the position is.
What he needs to do.
That's what the position is.
Take that money that you spent on them fuck ass veneers and get a fucking tutor.
Get a fucking book.
Get a tutor.
Get a moral compass and get a spine. Because the problem that I'll have, and I'll wrap up with it. The problem that pisses me off is that you are doing a disservice. Not only are you doing a disservice to me and to everyone on the couch and to black people and to the woke left, you're doing a disservice to yourself because you're a nigga, and you're doing a disservice to them white men in your audience because them white men are sad. And they admire that education. They want to be that confident nigga who can expertly speak about these political issues and rattle off
these niggas can't even show their fucking face.
They won't even show their fucking face. Private accounts. They want to be the ones who can shut down all that nonsense that these people are saying, XYZ. And you're giving them that confidence, that faux confidence, that pseudo-intellectualism. And you're setting these niggas up to be bitched and made to look stupid. And when you are made to look stupid, how do you react? You react with anger. Now I retreat further into my in-group where I hate the blacks and how violent they are. Niggas, I'm looking at niggas trying to make up insults for me. This YN, this no dick having YN. There's nothing there. Because you've been
dick having, you niggas would fail at the lunch table.
Hell no.
Niggas would be done at the lunch table,
that
nigga.
They commenting on a video about that shit while they being racist at the same time.
Joel Patrick, the nigga who
like
Joel
Patrick, like look at the niggas that align with him.
So yeah, in conclusion, the nigga who couldn't tell me what states' rights the South was fighting for told you via Google AI that black people are more violent, and you bought it and didn't research further despite the fact that the nigga who made the video about showed you that he was lying to you. That's not a person acting in their rational self-interest. That's a racist person who does not understand crime statistics.
Yep. That's written.
Real.
These are the video.
Further, and that's the video.
These are the people that actually belong in that institution. Let's be real. These are the people that need to be here, bro.
After
racism
2028, we gonna see an influx.
Racism is a gang.
Yeah, I'm about to say I seen people talking about like we need robust public education after this.
Oh, it's gonna be different.
Oh my God,
it's gonna have to be different if we make it there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not
need
do
to
shit? Like,
I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.